Live. Nobody's here. Oh my gosh. Gotta at least wait for somebody to get here. Nobody. I'm just gonna walk around. Somebody will show up, right? Hopefully somebody shows up. No one's here. Maybe I didn't get the word out. Maybe everybody's eating dinner. Well, people will see this eventually, so I'm just gonna start talking. This is the giveaway. Oh, there's 4 people here. All right. Okay, Brian's here, Jared, David Fisher. Okay, good. I was getting lonely. Get all fidgety when I get lonely. So we're gonna do the giveaway for this. All right, how do I flip this around? We've got this Serwa grab bar for a TRX250R, and we've got these lovely precision engineered first gen 200X tank bolts with rubbers for first gen 200X. These are from ATD-ATC, Craig and Chelsea Burton. And these grab bars are Serwa tires. Our good buddy Travis Gisclair and Matt Serwa. So, I mean, let's take a minute before we just jump into that. That's the icing on top. Let's talk about a couple things. You've probably seen a couple videos, and I know you're going to see a couple more coming out. I had some special guests in the house this past weekend. I was honored to have Gavin from Shred 80 and Noah Olson from Swamp Outlaw. If you don't know who Noah Olson is, buckle up. You're going to get to see a lot of him, and that name will become pretty familiar with you. He's the one that's doing all the Swamp Outlaw lift kits. At first, it was just hardtails, 185S, 200S, all the 200 Big Reds, 200M, and then he is now the owner of the Brad Rye Designs. So if you're looking for a lift kit for your 250 ES Big Red or your 250 SX, he's got them coming. So, am I seeing all the comments? You guys are just quiet. Just you're focused on what I'm saying, and that's great. That's great. But they came into town on last Friday, and Saturday I took them on a ride with my cousin Pete. And where's MRC Builds? I didn't invite anybody. No one else is going to be on this, unless maybe I'll invite you, Jared. We can banter. What did I do? Took them on a ride. And then Noah had brought with him or sent out ahead of time a lift kit for this 200M that I got from Red Mike. If you remember at my event last year, Red Mike was trying to sell his 200M, and then he loaded his trailer and didn't have room for it. And a ride or swim, yes, both. But Red Mike couldn't find a home for his 200M, and I ended up with it. So I didn't plan to do this with it at the time, but as things played out, we ended up putting a lift kit on it this past weekend on Saturday. And the short I shared the other night was from we hadn't even waterproofed it yet. We just wanted to see how it did in the mud. But the mud I have out back hadn't had anything through it in a long time, so it wasn't very churned up. And Noah encouraged me to nudge out into the pond, and I didn't know how deep this pond is. They were laying on the peer pressure very heavy, and I said, "Nah, I'm gonna just poke out to the left," and that's what I did. then Gavin and Noah did rock, paper, scissors to figure out who was going to take it next. And Noah got the next ride, and he proceeded to just drive out and completely submerge it. It didn't flip, but it was completely submersed. And we pulled it out, got it running again, and then Gavin just did Gavin stuff on it, and we all know how that goes. So it was pretty funny. Made for great video. And they got wet for pizza, so they had to dry off, and the pizza was delicious. I don't want to spoil everything, but we did some stuff involving a snowmobile. We took the lifted 200M up to my sister's place, where she's got a nice pond out back there, and it was a time. We had a time, and it seemed like it took forever. It was a long weekend, but then at the end it was super short. So Cody Johnson, how do you enter this giveaway? This giveaway is closed. I talked about these parts in the last 250R video I did. I mentioned these. So to enter, you had to have commented on that, saying either Serwa tires or ATD-ATC to enter. And I went through and I tallied up everybody who commented. So let's see, from row 16 and above, these are my This Old Trike Insiders. So these are the people that have a subscription to my channel, a membership. So I give them extra content. Old Ken Jobar, Jim Phillips, Andy Collins, Neil Casey, Jack Mortensen, Patrick Wells of Southeast Cycle Rescue, Curdy Eldridge, we know him of 223 Cycles fame, Jarrett Holloway, Zach Hart over there in Vermont, Pat Hirsch, Wyatt Bailey, David Loftus, and I don't know who Witness to the Abhorrent is, but he sounds like a wonderful guy. Old Canadian Phil, my brother-in-law Chris Knapp, and ATD-ATC is my newest insider. And I'm sure if they win, if they happen to hit for these tank bolts, I know they don't want them because they told me to give them away. So I'll run the number if they hit, but I wanted them on here. So those are my insiders. Going forward, I will have a few things to give away. I want to do a giveaway with something from Mike Palmgren. I want to do a giveaway with something from Blue Line Graphics. You know, this live, we'll say, is brought to you by Blue Line Graphics. Get all your decals from Blue Line. And we'll see. As if I come up with stuff I don't need, or if I end up with something that's cool that would be cool to give away, I'll do that, and I'll probably do the same. And I cut it off. I was approaching 15,000 subscribers, so I cut it off when we hit 15,000. So we got Two Stall Garages here. Zachary Hart, he's an insider. Can anyone recommend a good epoxy for working on Honda plastics for hairline cracks? I don't know that I can. Hairline cracks, like, are they all the way through, Zach, or are they just kind of surface cracks? Because sometimes you can sand them out, but I know that can get risky. So I mentioned what we did last weekend. My 250R is still not finished. I started it up. It ran good. A lot of people commented that there's no smoke coming out of it. It didn't occur to me at the time that there wasn't any smoke, but they're right. I mixed up the oil 40-1, AMS oil interceptor, which was, if anything, I went a little heavy on the oil, so it's probably richer than 40-1. But Curdy has, he can send me a picture. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Curdy told me I should be running at 50-1 because that's what it's designed for, and he knows a lot more than I do. He was talking to me about flash points of oils, and he sent me a table, and he told me things I didn't know. I didn't understand what he was saying, and but he says run at 50-1, so I will be running at 50-1. As soon as I get it off the table for good, I had to make some minor adjustments. I've got to weep. I'm weeping Don't tell anybody, okay? I'm only putting this out there for you guys. But I'm weeping coolant, like a drop every 3 days. So I've got to remedy that. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's probably going to use Honda Bond. So, but don't tell anybody. I don't want anybody to know that. But other than that, I just got to buff up the tank, and I ordered a new clutch cable today. I hooked the clutch cable up, and it wasn't disengaging the clutch, and it used to. So I'm curious what I've done. But anyway, it's almost done. As soon as that is off the table, my 88 Big Red goes on the table, and at the same time as that, I'm going to get my son Bennett out in the shop. We're going to cut a 70 frame, going to cut the neck off one and start on a custom build for him. Pretty much the same thing as the Pink Palomino engine-wise, but different color plastics, and we'll keep that a surprise. So what do you say? Let's give this stuff away. Let's find out who's getting it. You guys have been waiting long enough. 11 minutes. So what I'm going to do a random number generator. I don't know if you've seen these. And nobody's got any money invested in this, so I don't think anybody's going to get too bent out of shape by my method here. But if I go random number generator.
7.
Okay, see, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to go random.org. That's how we used to do it back when we were doing raffles on Honda Hoarders, but that was a long time ago. So, okay. So first we're going to give away the tank bolts. So there's 38 possible winners. Okay, 1 through 38. And when I hit this button, it's going to tell us who wins. But we already know if it hits 16, we're going to run it again. Okay, you guys ready? So this is for the tank bolts. Okay, you ready? Here we go. 30. North Up Landscape. 5809. So let's get a pen. Let's get a pen. Number 30. Oh, of course, I got a pen that doesn't stinking work. All right, we get the idea. So congratulations, North Up Landscape. If that's you, let's see, nobody's commented. Cool Man loves my channel. Thank you very much, Cool Man. And there's a Tommy Schuyler. Check it out. Pick me up. Pick you up what? What are you talking about, Tommy? 250R clutch cable adjustments. Sometime there are slight differences in the lever and adjuster at the end of the lever mount. So the cable, everything was the same. Same clutch plates, same clutch basket, all the internals, same clutch cable as what I took off this machine. But it's just not enough. I'm like all the way out. So I bought a TRX cable because they're still available, and I'm going to try that out, and then we're going to see. Congrats, North Up Landscape. Congrats. I have a 3-wheeler 110, 1983. Very cool. Is it red or blue? That 110. Okay. Next, this is for the Serwa tires grab bar. So these I think are a $75 value. This I think is going for $160, I think. So that's a big one. All right, so we got through 47. Oh, look at that, Honda ATC Nation. So we're gonna put 1 through 47, and we're gonna hit. Ready? Are you ready? This is for the grab bar. Are you ready? Okay. Boop. 33. Jack Mortensen. And he is an insider too. So congratulations, Jack. I hope you have a 250R. I hope North Up Landscape has a 200X. Regardless, we're gonna send it to you. I'm going to need your mailing address, shipping address. You can either comment that below. Maybe you don't want that. I'll put my phone number as a comment, and you can text me. Or if you know me on Facebook, you can message me that way. Whatever. We'll make sure to get you your goods. Congratulations. Who else do we have? Congrats, Jack. Hi, Jeff. What do you prefer? Grab handles of the racks on the back. I don't understand. What do you prefer? Or racks? Grab on a 110? I probably would say a rack. Because, like on a 185S, those racks kind of stick off really far. You can't stand them up on end. The 110 ones kind of come up over. So I'd say I'd go with rack on a 110. I like those. Okay, MRC builds in the house. Thanks for watching, MRC. Not if or anything. Gotcha. I don't know. I can hang out for a minute. My wife's not home, so that's why I keep looking over here if you're wondering. Yesterday was her birthday. She's 25 years old again. What's my favorite rider? Well, the rider I use the most is my 85 350X. That's got some motor work, and that's what I kind of gravitate to. I've recently gotten a couple takeout motors for an 86 350X. I'd like to put one of those in a machine and maybe make a rider out of that, just so I can have both years. Actually, this past weekend, while Gavin and Noah were here, we got this 250R running that came from my buddy Toby. It's got a short track kit on it, and that's pretty much rider quality. It was Toby's rider, and it's running good now. So I might rip that a little bit here and there. It's got a small tank on it, so I got to be mindful of distance. And those tanks do not have a reserve, so you can all of a sudden find yourself in a bad place. What is your favorite three-wheeler? My favorite three-wheeler is a 350X. I know they're not as fast as 250Rs, but they're plenty fast. And for the conditions around me, which these are my conditions. Woods and hills. And if you go to the north, it's more mountains. Trails. It's not wide open. There's not a lot of dunes. There are some sand pits, but 350X in those conditions is the best. I would rather have a 350X over 250R. Of course, every sane person would. And they push really well. Is now a good time to explain the August get-together? Tricycle guy. Thank you. Okay, so as some of you may know, or may not know, in August, the past 2 Augusts, I have had a get-together at my house. I'm working on a name. We have a tentative name. I'm not going to announce it yet, but I'm pretty sure we have a name. I will announce it at a later date, so I can quit calling it the Vintage ATC ATV event. That just doesn't roll off the tongue as well as I'd like it to. But this year, it will be August 2nd and 3rd. It has been kind of invite only because I want to manage how many people are here. And it's not that I'm not inviting anybody, but I kind of like to be in control of who's coming to my house. It's at my house. It's starting on Friday. The first year we had 6 people on Friday, and it was nice. It was a intimate kind of get together. Tricycle guy was there. His name's Jared. He's a great guy. Ryan Mallon was there. Craig Tulo. Was that it? Me, Jared, Ryan, and Craig. I thought there was 2 other people there. Man, if I'm forgetting, I apologize. But MX Beans is in PA. Okay, so MX Beans, if you're on Facebook, find me, message me, and I'll get you an invite. I have the invite. I have an event. It's a private event on Facebook. I can send you the invite, and all the details are there. So that's the easiest way for me to do it. If you're not, I can get you the information. But Friday night, that first year was just a few people. Jared, tell me who I'm forgetting if I'm forgetting anybody. And then last year, there was more people that wanted to come on Friday and kind of hang out ahead of time. So I think we had 40 people here, and we all got fish fry from the local Boy Scout troop. And it turned into a bit of a party. And Curdy was here, and he brought a bunch of moonshine, and some of us might have been talking a little silly at the end of the night. But that's neither here nor there. But it was a great time. So it was cool. We got to support the Boy Scout troop. This year, Friday night, the food truck that we had last year, which was really good, they're going to come out for Friday night. So they're going to be on site Friday and Saturday. Saturday is the main event. So I had some people say, I can't make it Saturday. I'll come Sunday. I said, you're going to show up and there's going to be an empty field. Fish fry moonshine. It was. Yeah, but don't come Sunday, because what's cool is everybody clears out and you wouldn't have even known anything happened. That has been the most wonderful thing. My neighbors over here, let's see. These are the ones that when we were doing the wheelie contest, we were wheeling by their house. These people are in their 80s, and they're awesome. They've known me my whole life. After both years, they said, I can't believe all these people were here and they're gone, and there's no garbage floating around, blowing around. There was garbage bags, but everything got picked up, and it was amazing. So you guys are amazing. What am I saying now? But yeah, not much going on Sunday. You can hang out Sunday if you want, but most people want to get on the road. I was contemplating maybe trying to do a ride Thursday. That's going to be tricky to do. Is the lighting horrible in here? I feel like I'm dark. Okay, tricycle guy, the prototype is looking good, sir. Yes, isn't it? I'll talk about that right now. I was a little surprised to see Jared disturb that. I mean, obviously it's been disturbed. It's had a life, we'll say that. But he's going after it. Made the pipe, anodized the wheels, studded them right up. So the question is, I think we're all wondering, is he gonna repaint the plastics, repaint the tank? Is he returning it to its, traveling Honda show status? I have a nice 85 200X with original tires, but it has a pull start motor in it. Could you help me identify the year and model of the motor if I gave the VIN here? I can, but I need my book to decode it. Somebody else might have a book with them and can decode it, but I can go back and look. But you have what we call an Auto X. So that's cool. Tricycle guy has a clear and accurate direction now. Yes, he does. Those pictures came out and he knows. Dusty Randall has an ATD-250R frame and some parts. Awesome. Those frames look weird with the kind of like the bill that goes over the bearings and stuff. Anyway, so that's my event. If you'd like to go to the event, find me on Facebook and message me. If you don't have Facebook, comment below. I don't have Facebook, but I want to go to your event, and I'll get with you somehow. If you won the grab bar or the tank bolts, message me and I'll send them to you. Do you know where Mountain Ridge ATC? where the park is. I don't know where that is. What state is it in? I don't know where that park is. Any other questions or anything before I should wrap this up? I don't know how. Can I tell who's here? Nope. Those look like comments. I don't do this a lot. How do I join somebody? It's probably that add button. Start a poll. No, I don't want to do that. Pennsylvania. No. Old Nick's here. All is well, Nick. Saw your 250SX in a video with Slick the other day, and it was looking good. Trike Power Quebec. How you doing? Trying to see how to do that. What's this do? Highlight. Save to your channel. I don't know what that was. Trike Life New Brunswick. Share. I guess that's something I gotta plan out ahead of time. I can't just pop somebody in. Contest. Name Preston's event. Okay. This MRC's good at this. I've already got something in my head, but he wants to offer up other solutions. He did give me some great advice the other day, because I've got a Simplicity lawnmower that, oh my gosh, would I ever want a TRX250R? I'm gonna come back to the lawnmower story. Yes, I would want one, but my piggy bank is pretty empty at the minute. Mr. T's ATVs, what's up? J-Lo. Cool contact. Greetings from the West Coast. Wow. Far out, dude. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you too this summer, Nick. I know you got plans for Trike Fest, but I hope to see you here. Where do we buy Honda Hoarders decals? I have some decals. I can get you decals. I'm not doing shirts anymore. I really got burnt out with the shirts, and it like causes me a physical reaction to even think about selling the Honda Hoarder shirts again. But I am coming out with some This Old Trike merchandise. Unlike the Honda Hoarder stuff, I'm reading comments. Unlike the Honda Hoarder stuff, I'm gonna only stock like one color. What I did with Honda Hoarders was you could order whatever color you wanted. If you wanted long sleeve, if you wanted hoodies, if you wanted a 9-ounce hoodie versus a 12-ounce hoodie, and everything was made to order. And I'd ultimately miss somebody's order, or something would get goofed up, and I'd have to have stuff remade. Jeff, shut your mouth. This is not the dining room table that I made out of Jeff's nice maple. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments now. You guys are hard to keep up with. Press Fest Tricycle Extravaganza is not it. What's up, Simply Robots? Bring back Dinky, super excited. I don't know who that guy is. Any modification ideas for an ATC 110? Don't modify an ATC 110. Get something better. Modify it by selling it. Is it done yet, Jeff? No, it's not. Be quiet about my table. I wish you would build it, Jeff. Then it would be done. I'm not done with it. Total Tech. Thank you for telling me I'm your hero. It baffles me that this is even a thing. But the lawnmower, MRC Builds. I was telling him how I had a buyer for my dad's old lawnmower. I was excited to get it out of the barn. But the guy brought his guy. Yeah, my wife isn't home, and thank you for bringing it up when she's not here. I wouldn't have even said the words if she was. So this guy was going to come look at my lawnmower, but he brought his guy with him on the follow-up visit, and the guy told him it's a twin-cylinder, 27 horsepower Simplicity with a Kohler motor, and one of the cylinders isn't running, he says, and it's got gas in the oil, and there's a couple other things going on. But MRC Builds pointed out that, yeah, if the cylinder if one cylinder isn't firing, of course the gas is going to be flowing in there and then getting down the crankcase. So I'm going to try new spark plugs, and if the spark plugs don't do it, probably find a coil to put on it. But Charles Sampson, thank you for loving my videos. MX Beans had 29 machines, but recently sold 4 of them to buy a brand new 24 CRF 450R. The point of the story is don't sell your old machines to get a new one. Right. Keep the 110 and just buy another one. Yeah. You don't need to sell the 110. Love your 250R build. Is it an 85 or an 86? It is an 85. It's an 85 that I bought in 1997. I was driving around with my buddy Pat, and I had told my buddy Pat previously how the perfect machine at that time for me to buy would be a 250R that was beat up and needed a bunch of work so I could kind of make it into what I wanted to make it into. I wasn't so big on just straight OEM stuff at the time. And within a couple weeks, we were driving around, pulled into my buddy Mike's house. Mike was in my Snert video. Met him at the gas pumps. So he was the friend I bumped into. If you caught that video, if you haven't, go watch it. But in Mike's house was a guy named Rob, and Rob owned the 3-wheeler, and I got him to sell it to me. And this is back in 97. And at the time, it had white low pro fenders on it. It had been used and abused. It didn't have a headlight. It didn't have a rear brake rotor or caliper. It needed a bunch of stuff. And I was so ignorant at the time that I thought it must have come with white fenders on it. I thought those were the original fenders. I didn't know what low pro fenders were even until I was much older. So I bought Meyer white fenders, and Meyer at the time had, like, the fenders were like a dull, it wasn't a shiny plastic, it was dull. So I put white Meyers on it, had the original tank. I think it had the original scoops on it. I had a rip in the seat on the corner, a little dog ear that I sewed. It's still sewn to this day, but that's not the seat I'm putting on it. But it is an 85. So this is what I'm doing now. This is a resto mod. It's what I would have done as a teenager if I had a little bit better taste and a little bit more ability and a little bit more money in my bank account. Because I spent probably $2,500 in 97, 98 on it at that time with my landscape and waiting tables money. So Simply Robots wants to know if I have any Christmas edition ATCs. I have 2 blue ATC 70s. One is really nice, one is nice. And the way you ask that question makes me feel like you're asking about 110s also. I have 3 blue 110s. I used to have 2 83s and 2 84s, but I got rid of one, and I can't remember if it was an 83 or an 84. But those technically aren't Christmas editions or Christmas specials. They're just blue 110s. Cool story. They all have a story. They do. Yes. I named it Anna, my 250R, my white 250R. I don't really call it Anna because I didn't name it. I was talking to a friend back then, and she asked me, I think I was out somewhere on it, and she goes, "Does it have a name?" And her name was Anna. And I said, "Yeah, I named it Anna." And she's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I am." But I never call it Anna. 85-200X rear brake rebuild kit. Where do you get kits? I've never rebuilt an 85-200X caliper. If I were looking, I'd check eBay, Amazon. Sometimes you can check Rocky Mountain ATV. They might have kits available. Curdy might have kits available. I'm feeling like he might. 223cycles.net. I'd check around. I don't have like a go-to place where I get those. Do you worry about these old machines dropping in value significantly when these guys that love them get older, I don't know a lot of young vintage Honda guys besides me, and I'm 27 now. I did not start collecting these because of investment purposes. It is nice that the values have gone up a lot since I've been doing it. They would have to fall dramatically to hurt my investment. I think rider quality machines have definitely gone down. The market has softened on those because the guys that are buying rider quality stuff, the current state of our country, I won't make this political, but your dollar's not going as far as it used to. You're paying more for gas, you're paying more for groceries, you're paying more for everything because of leadership. I could say so many things. Jared wants me to say so many things. But the guys that are having a hard time putting gas in the tank and groceries on the table, they're not buying the $15,000 250Rs. They're buying the $1,500 250SXs. They won't pay $2,250 for a beat up 250SX. So the rider quality stuff, the values have gone down. But the guys that are buying the mint machines, they're not as impacted by the price they get. They're certainly impacted, but they can still afford it at this time. I don't feel the values are gonna go down too crazy much. Okay. Simply Roots. Do you ever have a rubber piece fall off of the side of the engine cover? Like the clutch adjustment cover, depending on what machine you're talking about. That does happen. Or I guess 90s and 70s have that too. Sometimes they do fall off. It's usually because they weren't put on right. I know for 70s and I think 90s, you could still buy them from Honda. Like big reds and 250SXs, they have that little rubber clutch adjustment cover. Those aren't available, but Greg Jr., Junior Trike Sports, he had them at one point. Maybe he still does. What's up, Randy Lee? We don't do it for investment, but it is a little worry when we pay so much to fix them. I hear you. I'm not trying to minimize that. But at the same time, if a machine isn't sentimental, like my white 250R is really sentimental, and I've spent a pretty penny on that. But it's not. I'm not doing that to get it out at the end. It's just because I want it how it is. Just go into it, try not to be upside down in it. If the value right now is $3,000 for whatever machine you're working on, try not to get close to that or not go too far past that. It's easy to get upside down in these. What do you mean the Red Chain Bandit? What do you mean the Red Chain Bandit is quality? Yeah, that guy. I know we bleed red, but any interest in Banshees? Zero. Zero interest in Banshees. Zero interest in Tigers. Zero interest in Tri-Zs or Quadzillas or I don't care. I kind of have a hankering to get maybe like a CT70 just because they're cool. I had a couple at one point and I sold them. But I rode one of them a little bit while I had it, and I was like, oh, this would be cool, but I already had a buyer lined up. I think they're cool though. Like I got the Fat Cats just because I think they're cool. But no, Banshees, no, don't care. What do you think about so you spelled? All right, we'll talk about this. You're talking about those tires. So formerly I would have said Atsu because that kind of sounds Japanese. We say Atsu, you can make it like sound extra Japanese, but it's actually oats. So that spelling is as good as anything for how it's pronounced. But oats tires on the 125M. What do I think about them? Like the Pro-Ams, they're cool. Takati's fun. I had a Takati. And traded it for an 88-250R. The Takati was not as nice as the 88-250R. It was an 86. But back to Simply Robots. I like those stock tires. I think Serwa Tires has them in the pipeline. I don't know in what order. Serwa Tires is going to come out with 350X tires this summer. I'm excited about that. I got a few machines I want on them, if that made any sense. What is my next purchase? I don't know. I don't have anything on my radar. I'm not like hunting anything. I'm just trying to perfect what I have and make what I have nicer. My order of things, my list of projects is to finish the white 250R, 88 Big Red, the 70 I want to build with my son Bennett. I've got that lifted one now. I've got a powder coated 87 200X frame. I can build one of those. I've got a powder coated 85 350X frame. I could build one of those. I've got pretty much everything to do. I've got a powder coated 86 and 85 250R frames. I could build 2 more of those. I've got a regular 86 frame. For a 350X, I could build one of those. I've got 2 Bandito frames. I want to build a Bandito. I want to build 2. I've got lots of like upgrade stuff I could do. I don't lack for things to do. So I don't necessarily need to buy anything. I could just spend months and months and months. Don't go anywhere because I've got lots of stuff to record. Mr. T's ATV's question for you. I'm looking at replacing my clutch in my 86 350X. Can I reuse my clutch springs, or is it best to replace? Still feels good. I'll be honest, I don't know. Springs over time will lose some strength. I don't think it's much more to get a kit that has everything. Both sets, steels and the fiber plates and springs. I was looking at clutch kits for my 250R. I put a Barnett racing clutch in that in 97, 98, and I rode it for a couple years. So I didn't even swap that clutch out because it didn't have much time on it. I don't think you're saving a lot by doing that. So you might as well, since you're in there, you might as well. Would I ever FL 250 350 pilot? I have had a FL 250. I had a 77 yellow one back in 2017, I guess it was. They're cool. I'm over 40. If you're over 40 or even in your 30s, which I was at the time, they're not that cool. Like after you hit about the 5-minute mark. I'm seeing MRC builds comment. Don't want to get distracted. They have like 0 suspension, so they beat up your back. So if you're young, they're more fun for longer. But if you're older, they beat you up. A 350 Odyssey is fun. My buddy Dave had one when we were kids. He's got one now. They're cool. They're prone a little bit to blowing up because they're air cooled, and they made an improvement. I don't know what it was, but to make them less likely to blow up, but they still do. But a pilot, I would get a pilot. I would like to have one of those, but not right now. I don't have the funds to do that at the time. Simply Robots. Where do you buy a Honda ATC trailer? I want one for my 110. So Dan Henning is making the clones, the replicas of the official trailer from Canada is where they came. Dan is in New York State with me, so you can get one from Dan, or you can make your own. You can paint one red and get some decals from Blue Line Graphics. Get all your decals from Blue Line. He's got options there. MRC Builds is reminding me of my 350D Big Red, started by my buddy Dustin Bartley, and he stalled out on it and had to let it go, and I picked it up. But I need to finish that, and I was talking to my good buddy Noah Olson, Swamp Outlaws, who was here this past weekend. I think he might be the person I need to have do a swing arm for me. Not a, yeah, swing arm. Because that's going to take a 350D swing arm that needs to be stretched. Jeff Mahar, lots of wants. Jeff, I heard, just bought another 200S. He's got like hardtail 185 200S addictions. PJ Hart of R Super Low 1 2 3 4. Which is your favorite gear? 4. I don't know. Maybe 3. You know, to keep a little extra one in case you got to get up and go. 86 Ducati, 20K in my area, very, very clean. My 86 that I had was not very, very clean, and it was also 2020, so they weren't at the 20K mark yet. At the time, I valued what I had like 6, and I valued the ATD-250R I got at around 7.5 to 8. So I felt I did good. I had to drive to Pittsburgh for it, but I was willing to do that. And my wife went with me, and we had a wonderful time. Went to go see 220 Trikes. Michael Noska is out in Pittsburgh. Do you watch Matt Armstrong or the Stradman? I don't. I don't know who either of those people are. Blue Line is top-notch stuff. I agree. Honda Hoarders, nice. You spelled Hoarders wrong. Where should I look for original trailer? Canada. And I paid $1,300 for mine, and it's pretty rough. But you would probably pay more than that now. A really, really nice one's going to be like $2,500 if you can even get one, and then you got to get it home to you, wherever home to you is. I want a 1982 ATC 200 badly. Why? Is it sentimental? They're not like, I ask why because they're not like the most amazing machine, but if you had one when you were younger, but you're 27, so it's still pretty young. I let Vinny ride my ATC 70, now my spark plug tool is missing. Yep. Sounds like the guy I know. Damn it, Vinny. I haven't seen the guy in a long time. I don't even know what he's doing. Okay. I guess that's it. I'm getting like a pull in my neck, holding my stinking phone. 48 minutes. What are you people doing? Why are you listening to me for 48 minutes while I stand in my kitchen? I need a drink. So congratulations to our winners. Our winners, Northup Landscape, 5809 for the ATD-ATC tank bolts. These guys. They've got a really good website if you want to go check out what they offer. Grab bars, spacers for 350Xs, 400EX spacers, so you can put a 400EX motor in your 350X. A whole bunch of stuff. Go check them out. Skid plates, and then Serwa tires. Not just tires anymore. Grab bars and ATC 70 gas tanks. They say they're coming out with more tanks. I think they said 250SX and Big Red are next. 350X tires coming out. Who knows what else? 82 is just my favorite graphics. Okay. You have a reason. Randy Lee is grilling. Thanks, brother. Love the videos. That cup's ridiculous. Yeah, we were selling those a couple years ago. What's my favorite Capri Sun? Man, PJ, I don't know. Bring a couple to Trike Fest for me, and I'll find out there. I'll do a live from Trike Fest about my favorite Capri Sun. Opinion on the 2022 Honda Grom in blue. I don't even know. Thank you. Baking a cake. I'm not baking. Oh, you're baking a cake. It's MRC daughter's birthday today, 16 years old. So wish, I won't say her name, but wish her a happy birthday. Is there going to be a video of the new dining room table? Oh my gosh, you guys. So this wood is hard, okay? It's harder than I was expecting, and I've planed most of it. I need to plane it more. I got to get it all to a uniform thickness. I've kind of mapped out what are going to be the top boards and what are going to be leg boards. I do have enough. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Jeff Mahar, my buddy Jeff from down south of Albany area, he hooked me up with some nice maple to make this dining room table out of, because this is from my grandmother's house and it's not anything special. My wife wants a better one, and I told her I'd make her one. I had like nice joists that came out of the ceiling in here when we renovated, and I was going to make something out of those, but I was like, man, it's too much work. As much as I'd like to do it, I know I'm just not going to get to it. And she found a company that would make a dining room table, and it was pricey, and I was like, you know what, get that monkey off my back, let's do it. So she agreed, contracted with them to make it, and then she found like a bunch of bad reviews, so she canceled it. So I was excited because I didn't have to do it, and then I was back on the hook. But I saw the plan of what she wanted. It wasn't super complicated, like this has hidden leaves in it, and I thought that's what she wanted, but she just wanted kind of like a farmhouse table. So I was like, I can do that. I can make that. I've been doing woodworking a long time. I can do that. And I started down that road, and I stalled out. Now it's been over a year. And when was that? March? 14 months it's been. So thanks for bringing it up, Jeff. Keeping it on my radar screen. But will there be a video? Certainly can. I might have to after this. I have a 2022 Grom SP. I'd get a 2015 model. They're better. I don't know anything about them. One day I'll meet all you guys. Where are you from, Randy Lee? There's opportunities to meet us. PJ is better than Dan Rather. 2022 has trans problems. The bearing doesn't get enough oil and squeals. Okay. I'm sorry about that. What dining room table? I just explained it. That makes me, mine's good because I overfill the oil. Back again. What's your favorite flavor of Capri Sun? Yeah. What does your wife think of the collection and the money spent on the collection? My wife is amazing. She's very understanding. When I first started down this road, it was 2017, very tail end of 2016. I was keeping a spreadsheet and a very detailed accounting of what I was spending, and if I bought a machine and it had a headlight guard and tires on it that I wanted to put on a different machine, I would like sell it to myself on paper. So I knew what I had in each machine, and if I sold it, I knew if I was ahead or behind. I at least when I was doing all this, I had never lost money on a machine. And I was taking money out of our bank account to do all this. And so she was asking questions, as she should, holding me accountable. But I showed her my spreadsheet, and I was like, look at all this. I said, I think I want to like take some money out of the market. We had some money in the stock market. So I took a healthy chunk, and I said, it's invested over here. I'm going to invest it over here. And that's what I did. And so she's been understanding of it. The only time it bothers her is when I'm spending time in excess out in my shop doing stuff. When she's not getting her quality time. She's big on quality time. So it's a balancing act. And but she loves the people. She loves the event. Every time she's around you guys, it's just a great time. She's been to Binky's with me. She hung out with me, Gavin, and Noah this weekend, and just had a special time through all that. She knows, she sees what the end goal is. Like she loves the way the channel's growing, and it's the people that do that. So that's what my wife thinks. It's called hardwood for a reason. Once you do woodworking, you understand the difference between hardwood and softwood. Thank you, Jeff. I'm used to planing cedar. Tricycle guy, I said, LOL. Randy's from Nebraska. Okay, so you're kind of out there. How far is it to Haspin Acres, Randy? See if it makes sense to drive to Trike Fest if you're interested. That's the week after Father's Day in Indiana. When are you EV swapping the 350X? Not anytime soon. No interest in that. Hello, Pretz Forels. Simply Roots is from Wisconsin. Wisconsin, eh? Anyway, I'm going to call it. We're coming up on a stinking hour. Holy mackerel. Where's my wife? It's my daughter's friend's birthday today. So they were off having cake. But it's given me lots of time to talk to you guys. I'll show you this wood burning I did. Don't show it off enough. So that's my 350X. This is cedar, which is very easy to plane. It's a soft wood. And this is Peruvian walnut. But that's my 86 350X. I made something like that for Mike Pomgren. When he did my motor, you probably saw that. I don't have any three-wheelers in the house. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. 11 hours, Randy. That's not bad. It's, get my head in the light here. It's 12 for me, but it usually takes a little bit more with stops and everything. Man, there's a bunch of you guys here. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm going to do a couple more of these giveaways over time when I think about it, when I have stuff on hand. I happen to have both of those things, and I wasn't ever going to use them on anything, so I figured I'd give them away. So ceiling fans, we were actually looking at ceiling fans last night because I think my one's got bearing issue, which they're blowing down now. Sometimes I switch them in opposing directions so it gets some circulation here. I don't pay a lot of attention. I just like some air movement. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy. What's next? Hope to see you guys at Trike Fest. Trike Fest is in June, week after Father's Day, Haspin Acres in Laurel, Indiana. I'll be going Monday to Sunday. So there's going to be some cool things there. My event is in August. I mentioned that. So if you can't make it to Trike Fest, or if you're up in this corner of the country, feel free to come to that. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you want to know more, message me here. Yeah, David Fisher, Haspin's 45 minutes from his house. That's awesome. But if you want to come to my event in August, reach out to me and I can get you an invite. Or if you already know about it and you're already invited, you better come. It's going to be the third one. We're going to give it a name. Comment if you've got a name suggestion. You don't want to be on my YouTube live?
No.
I've been going for 58 minutes, 59 minutes.
Do not pan that
Okay,
camera.
I won't. I will not. That's my son, Preston. I didn't pan.
Do you have the camera turned around right now?
No, it's at me. It is. It's at me. Chill, relax. Can I tell him what happened yesterday?
Sure.
Preston is 16, and he went to the DMV with my wife on her birthday. She had to renew her license, and he just got his permit. So we'll be driving with him. And here's my wife. Let's end this. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right. I'm not going to read these comments. I'm going to say goodbye. Congratulations to the winners. Bye.